Carolina First Alert Weather with meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
Get the feeling that's a copy of Time magazine that's probably going to sell pretty well in the next few weeks. But moving on to weather here, going into tonight, we're bracing for our latest shot of some much colder weather. And that, by the way, coming on the heels of course, some of those snow showers that folks in western North Carolina were dealing with earlier on today. In fact, some reports in a few spots above about 4,000 feet in Haywood County of about as much as 2 to 2 inches of snow coming on down there. So if you're going to be commuting through those areas going into, I guess, tomorrow at this point, since we're losing daylight, probably going to notice a little bit of a snow capping to some of those highest peaks. Outside of that, though, things quieting down, those snow showers over and done with. Clouds are starting to slowly break up across western North Carolina, but outside of that, it's mostly sunny conditions as the day draws to a close here across the rest of the upstate and northeastern Georgia. The setup for our cold weather is a familiar one as we go into tonight. Got a pocket of high pressure sitting to the west of us over Tennessee, parts of Mississippi. Out ahead of that, we get our north to northwest wind helping to tug this latest surge of some Arctic air that's pouring in over the Great Lakes and Midwest down into the area. And you can actually make out a pretty pronounced dip in the jet stream to go along with it here too. And so just a portion of that poised to settle over the southeast briefly tonight. 45, for example, in Louisville right now, 37 in Cleveland, New York City at 39 degrees. We're going to see our lows easily get down into the 20s tonight before then rebounding pretty nicely when this portion of the air mass over the country starts to head our way. We'll get back to some 50s and even 60s as we head on into the weekend. But back to the near term here on your future track. Nothing to worry about beyond the cold conditions for tonight in terms of our weather here. Just some scattered clouds in the mountains slowly backing off as the winds finally die down. Mostly clear conditions then carry us into the overnight period. And then that high pressure system is actually going to settle directly over us going into Thursday. So we start off with crystal clear, albeit cold conditions in the morning. But we keep that sunshine going into midday. Tomorrow afternoon also sees plenty of sunshine and high temperatures actually getting back to around average since we'll start to lose more of that northerly flow. Fast forward then to Thursday, we get some scattered clouds drifting in across our skies, but no real major points of concern just yet. That's going to be when our next big thing in the weather comes over the weekend. That's going to be our next rainmaker coming in on Sunday. Now, fast forward to Saturday evening. Big night, of course, in Greenville, namely other spots too. We got the Poinsettia Christmas Parade getting underway that evening. Looks like we're going to be okay weather-wise. Clouds on the increase, but should still be dry. We may get some late evening and then overnight showers ahead of this main event that starts to settle in on Sunday morning. Big frontal system just pushes more and more rain in over the area for the second half of the weekend. And in fact, by Sunday evening, that rain may get on the heavier side before then drying out as we start to head into next week. Big story before that, though, the cold for tonight. 25, your overnight low temp in the mountains. Partly cloudy skies otherwise and pretty quiet. 29, your overnight low temp in the upstate areas for tonight, but at least the wind's going calm, so we're not adding any kind of wind chills to the equation here. And then the rest of it as follows. 55, your high temp for tomorrow. Then the 60s make a comeback Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday when that next bout of rain comes in before some cooler 50s and sunshine return next week. And then in the mountains, 54 for tomorrow, also with the sunshine. Back to some 60s Friday, Saturday, and a soggy second half of the weekend with a high of 58 on Sunday.